My best friend was engaged to my girlfriend, and they both planned to scam me. Original post. I, 29 male, never imagined my life would turn into some made-for-TV scam story, but here we are. Some background. I grew up in a small town with my childhood best friend, Ethan. We were inseparable from elementary through high school. After graduation, we went to different colleges. I studied software engineering while he pursued business administration. We kept in touch occasionally, but after graduation about 5 years ago, our communication dwindled to occasional texts and social media interactions. 8 months ago, I was doing pretty well. Senior developer position making $140,000. New house, decent savings, nothing crazy rich, but stable. Then Melissa entered the picture. We matched on a dating app, and from our first coffee date, I was hooked. She was gorgeous, smart, and somehow found all my jokes hilarious. Within 3 months, she had a key to my place. By month 6, she was hinting heavily about marriage. The red flags were there. She was oddly interested in my finances. Insisted I show her my investment portfolio so she could learn. And kept pushing for joint accounts because that's what serious couples do. She'd ask specific questions about my life insurance and whether my parents had any assets. 2 weeks ago, I got a text from Ryan, another hometown friend. Dude, how's it feel having your girlfriend and Ethan engaged at the same time? Saw their anniversary post. Crazy coincidence they're both getting married this year, LOL. I called Ryan, and he was confused when I told him Melissa was my girlfriend. Turns out, Ethan and Melissa had been together for 5 years and got engaged last summer. Around the same time, she conveniently relocated to my city for a new job and created a profile on the dating app one used. I hired a PI who uncovered their scheme. Ethan's business ventures had collapsed, leaving him drowning in debt. The PI discovered their relationship and their intentions through social media monitoring and public records. Melissa had even created documents outlining their plan. They literally joked about me. He has no idea we've been together for years, and he's such a sucker. Always was. Their plan. Melissa would push for marriage, then divorce me within a year claiming emotional abuse, taking half my assets and house. For 2 weeks, I pretended everything is normal while gathering evidence and consulting with a lawyer and police. Today, Melissa thinks I'm taking her to a fancy restaurant to propose. I've invited Ethan under the pretense of wanting to reconnect, telling him I had big news. My lawyer will be present, and police will be nearby. I'll update after tonight. Update 1. Next day. Holy shit. Last night was intense. I picked Melissa up at 7. She was dressed to the nines, kept touching her left ring finger. On the drive, she was texting constantly, almost certainly Ethan, based on the PI's documentation of their communication patterns. Had arranged a private backroom at the restaurant. When we arrived, I asked her to go in first while I spoke to the hostess about surprise champagne. The look of shock on her face when she saw Ethan already there was priceless. What the fuck? Ethan. What are you doing here? She hissed, immediately dropping the sweet girlfriend act. Surprise, I said. I thought it would be nice for all of us to catch up. After all, you two have so much in common, like being engaged while you're dating me. Ethan tried to bolt, but my lawyer stepped forward and suggested he stay. What followed was a pathetic display of denials, blame shifting, and tears. Melissa claimed I was misunderstanding their friendship. Ethan attempted to play dumb. Bro, I had no idea she was your girlfriend. She tell me you guys broke up. I played an audio recording of Melissa discussing our future wedding plans from the previous week. Then I presented the evidence my PI had gathered, screenshots of their social media posts spanning years, including their engagement announcement, timeline documents from Melissa's cloud storage, she'd used my Wi-Fi without securing her accounts, and bank statements showing money transfers after she'd borrowed my credit card for groceries. Their faces went from defensive to shocked to panicked. Melissa tried to grab my phone, but I pulled it away. That's just the start of what I have, I told them. The complete file has already been provided to the police. Ethan's facade finally cracked. You think you're so fucking smart, he spat. You always were the golden boy. Full scholarship, perfect job, perfect house. Some of us weren't born lucky like you. Melissa looked me dead in the eyes and said, you should be thanking me. Who else would have pretended to love your boring ass for this long? You're pathetic. I just smiled and said, "Enjoy explaining yourselves to the detective tomorrow." Got home around midnight, made secure copies of everything, and poured myself a stiff drink. Slept better than I have in months. The next morning, I formally file charges. Both sets of parents have been calling me nonstop. Ethan's mom actually had the nerve to tell me I was destroying her son's future over a misunderstanding. Built them all. Update 2. 1 month later. It's been a crazy month. After my police report and the evidence I provided, the DA decided to pursue the case. Ethan and Melissa were charged with conspiracy to commit fraud and identity theft. She'd been using my personal information to apply for credit cards. They were arrested, processed, and released on bail with conditions not to contact me. That hasn't stopped their friends and family from launching an all-out harassment campaign. Ethan's older brother showed up at my workplace, causing a scene about how I'm ruining 2 lives over a joke that got out of hand. Security escorted him out. My boss called me in afterwards, so I had to explain everything. Now everyone at work knows my business. Melissa's parents left a casserole on my porch with a note begging me to drop the charges, saying their daughter made a mistake and never meant to hurt anyone. The audacity. The detective assigned to my case said he's rarely seen such calculated planning for financial fraud between romantic partners. He was particularly disturbed by the detailed timeline they'd created. Last week, I discovered $12,000 missing from my savings account. The bank confirmed multiple transfers to an account under Ethan's mom's name. Melissa had been watching me input my banking password and taking photos of financial documents. She'd been siphoning money for weeks into their wedding fund. The bank is investigating, but I feel violated. Changed all my passwords and ordered new credit cards. The district attorney added theft charges based on the money they'd already taken. Their defense lawyer offered a deal. If I drop the conspiracy charges, they'll plead guilty to simple theft and pay restitution. Told my lawyer to tell them to pound sand. Ethan's sister made a TikTok claiming, "I'm an obsessed ex who couldn't handle rejection." With creative fiction about me allegedly stalking Melissa, got thousands of views before being removed. The rewriting of reality is mind-blowing. What's really getting to me is realizing this person I considered my best friend utterly despised me. In one of the emails uncovered, he wrote about how he always hated living in my shadow and how taking everything from me would finally make things even. 20 years of friendship. And he was seething with resentment the entire time. Preliminary hearing next month. Getting cameras installed around my house. Update 3. 3 months later. After the preliminary hearing and facing overwhelming evidence, both Ethan and Melissa took plea deals. Ethan got 12 months with possibility of parole after 4, plus 3 years probation. Melissa got 10 months with possibility of parole after 3, same probation terms. Both must pay restitution plus damages. The judge cited their extensive premeditation as a key factor in sentencing. Ethan broke down crying at sentencing, not from remorse, but self-pity. He actually told the judge, "This will ruin my life." To which the judge responded, "You did that yourself when you decided to commit fraud." Melissa remained ice-cold throughout. She only showed emotion when the judge mentioned her felony record would follow her, including, in any future, pharmaceutical sales position. Her face went white. Turns out, she never worked in pharmaceutical sales. It was all part of her persona. She's been unemployed for years, living off Ethan. The harassment from their family stopped after my lawyer sent cease and desist letters. Ethan's mother eventually sent a handwritten apology, acknowledging her son's actions were inexcusable and that she was blinded by maternal instinct. Ryan reached out to say, Ethan had been badmouthing me for years back home. He'd always been skeptical of these stories, which is why he found it strange when he saw Ethan's engagement post and then noticed I was dating the same woman. His suspicions led him to text me that fateful day. Several hometown friends have since apologized for believing Ethan's lies. I've moved to a new house. Couldn't stand being in the place where Melissa had lived, planning my financial ruin. I'm taking a trip next month, something I've always wanted to do but kept putting off. Sometimes I wonder if there were signs I missed, if there was a moment where our friendship died and turned into twisted resentment. But, I'm trying not to dwell on it. To anyone going through something similar, trust your gut, document everything, and remember that someone else's betrayal says everything about them, and nothing about you. Final update. 6 months later. Ethan or Melissa are still in prison, though Ethan comes up for parole next month. His mother asked if I would write a statement supporting his early release. I didn't respond. I relocated to a new city. Got an even better job, with a 15% salary bump. My new place is smaller than my old house, but it's all mine. And nobody here knows my story unless I choose to share it. Been in therapy regularly. Trying to process the betrayal without becoming permanently jaded. My therapist says it's normal to have trust issues after something like this. But the goal is to not let Ethan and Melissa take my ability to form connections. Had my first date last week since the whole ordeal. Kept it casual, coffee only. Found myself asking slightly paranoid questions and then apologizing. She was understanding when I explained. We're going out again next weekend. The case received attention in local and regional news. Several people from our hometown reached out, including some who admitted they believed Ethan's lies about me for years. One guy from college confessed he always thought I was arrogant, based solely on Ethan's descriptions. It's surreal discovering how someone you trusted was actively trying to destroy your reputation. I still have moments where the anger feels fresh. Not just at being betrayed, but at wasting time and emotional energy on people who saw me as nothing but a walking ATM. The evidence still haunts me, seeing Melissa's plans to manipulate me. Ethan joking about being best man at our wedding while planning to empty my accounts. But most days now, I'm okay. I've reconnected with genuine friends, made new ones, and reconciled with family members I drifted apart from. For those wondering if there's any accountability on their end, nope. Both still maintain they were just joking about the scam and never intended to go through with it. The $12,000 they stole was apparently just borrowing. Their narrative now is that I overreacted to a bad joke and some unauthorized loans. I've stopped caring what they think. Their opinion doesn't matter anymore. If you followed my story, thanks for the support. If you're going through something similar, stay strong, get evidence, and remember that other people's actions aren't a reflection of your worth. I'm signing off now. Time to focus on the future. As they say, living well is the best revenge, and my life is already better without the minute.